me back on.
Yeah, it's lucky, man. When the same power there, it's all good. But like the brother was saying, man, I lost my train of thought. You got it again?
God, this is an article from this is CBS, man. So that's how you know how legit this is, man. It's real.
Mainstream.
Mainstream. It says investigators were able to identify one of the 144 reports analyzing the study of unidentified objects. Okay, so this is happening. It says, but at least 80 of the 144 incidents were detected by multiple sensors, the report found.
Right, and that's the reason why they set up NASA. NASA was really set up to spy on the heavens, man. Like, I remember a report came out a couple of years ago. They called it Ezekiel's wheel. They said that they saw a chariot bigger than the earth heading this way. Yeah. They called it Ezekiel's wheel. Why you think they called it that? Because you go into the book of Ezekiel, the first chapter, it breaks down the chariots, man, right. And the angels. And Esau knows that. You know? Right.
That's right. And I can grab that too.
Yeah, well, yeah, we grab it, man.
We'll go into it because that's the scripture.
Because and I remember back in like 2016, 2017, they said that their satellites or their observatories picked up on a fleet resurgence a couple of light years or a couple of years away from Earth. They said they were expected to arrive in as little as a year and a half to 2 years. So by 2019, that's when the so-called UFO rates started to quadruple in sightings, man. Right. That's when they really started to show themselves. And Esau was on to something when that article came out back in 2017, man. Right. You know?
This is the book of Ezekiel 1. Okay, in verse 16 it says, Ezekiel 1 verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 13th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Chebar, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of Yahawah.
It says he saw the visions of the power, man. Okay, he saw the heavenly host up there. Alright, go ahead.
The heavens opened, I was talking about portals. And brothers have seen that in visions, including myself. And it says, the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of Yahawah. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 15th year of King Jeconiah's captivity, the word of Yahawah came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, son of Buzai, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chebar.
And that proves that Ezekiel was a Levite, man. He was a priest. Go ahead.
It says, and in the hand of the Yahawah was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud. And y'all should watch that movie, War of the Worlds again, man. I just watched it last night, and they showed you that. Before them things got zapped up, came out the ground, there was a big-ass whirlwind and a big cloud.
Hey, and if you, like a lot of times them Hollywood producers, they'll say they have visions or they'll say, look, man, the inspiration come from the Bible, man.
Because that movie was written by Stephen King, and he been going a little bit, man. He did a lot of that shit from what he read.
And you gotta understand, when the Bible say clouds, it's not always talking about what you just see in the sky on an everyday basis. Because you gotta understand, this is written in ancient times, man. So when it say a cloud, sometimes it is speaking of the chariots because that's how they float in the sky. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you got in the ancient context. You look up in the sky, there was only two things you could see in the sky: either birds or clouds. So when you start declining in the sky, those are the only two things you really can compare it to. Especially when you see something as big as a cloud, you will call it a cloud. Because that's the only thing that moves across the heavens like that, man.
Right. You didn't have goddamn airplanes in the damn sky, Esau.
Right.
And you know what, man? I'll say this too. That's why the motherfucking Edomites are getting ready to be fucked up out here, man.
Right.
Because for one thing, you spreading all this shit in the air. Hey, we didn't deal with this in the ancient world, man.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Chemicals and all this other shit. All of a sudden, global warming now, right?
Right.
Well, climate change.
And climate change. No, you changed the climate, you damn demon. Right. You did that. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself. This is something in the sky. It's not normal to see some fire in the sky unless it's something coming out of a volcano.
Right, and chariots were common things back then to the Israelites, and that's another reason why they called it a cloud, because if you look at the cloud, like on a very hot day, sometimes you be praying for clouds to shield you, man. And what was the pillar about fire at night and a cloud by day? around at Jake's out there, you ask a nigga in a Christian church, they really think it was a goddamn fucking rain cloud over us, man.
Yeah.
No, it's talking about a ship.
That's right.
And fire enfolding itself.
But we used to think that dumb shit, man. Because I mean, when you think about when you're not enlightened, that's the beautiful thing about being in the truth. Because you see it now. Before when you read that, you didn't know what the hell that was. You really thought you couldn't really decipher it. You tried to make mention of it, but in my mindset, before I learned I was an Israelite, and I used to go into the book of Exodus about the deliverance, man. Okay, which Exodus goes into basically means to pretty much flee or to get up or get up out, you know. But I used to really thought that it was like a big ass cloud really over them because I didn't have the understanding to formulate it as it being a UFO.
Right. Yeah, me too. Because when I was a kid, I understood the concept of a miracle. So I just thought the cloud was just like another miracle. But when you read the scriptures, that's the only scripture that I knew that mentioned the word cloud. But when you read other scriptures, you know, Jeremiah talks about a cloud, Ezekiel talks about clouds,
Revelation
talks about clouds. You don't go through those other scriptures, then you don't put it together, man. You just think you're losing some cloud, you know?
Like a Mario Brothers, remember the nigga used to fly up in the clouds, he could ride the clouds and shit.
Oh yeah, Goku riding Nimbus, yeah.
Which Nimbus really represents a chariot. Nimbus is supposed to be a chariot, right?
We kind of made the YAHAWASHI global.
Yeah.
Because he came in riding on the cloud, and it just happened again too. You know,
Goku was like basically YAHAWASHI, basically.
Right.
And it says, I looked and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and fire enfolding itself.
Call it a great cloud, right? Because this is how big it was. Like, and you go in Exodus, that big cloud by day, that's that chariot that YAHAWASHI gonna come back in, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
And it says, and brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Also out of the midst came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
And those 4 living creatures was what?
angels.
Angels.
And it says, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. And so you know the angels look like the brothers, man. A lot of them look like YAHAWASHI too. They can have woolly afros and everything. Okay? And it says, they had the likeness of a man, and everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
Now, this don't mean that the angels was like minotaurs, man.
Right.
They had damn horse feet and human bodies. No, this is how they describing their characteristics. So we say calf's feet. They had them big bulky legs, man, like cows do.
Probably hard shoes on.
Yeah.
And it says, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. So like that metallic color, okay? Shiny.
Yeah.
And it says,
Had an aura.
they had the hands of a man under their wings. Alright, so they control, the chariots are controlled by these hands. Alright? On their 4 sides. And they 4 had their faces and their wings. Probably piloted by multiple of them, okay? And it says, their wings were joined one to another.
Right, because see, and that joined one to another because they was on one accord with the spirit, man. Like the brother broke down, they characteristics, it wasn't like like angels could shape to anything that they need to shape it to, because they can shape shift. But overall, these angels were like men, man. They just had characteristics like the brother Michael Allah, Salak and Sha'ar, when he had the vision of Michael the Archangel, he said that he was like a flame, he was a apparition embodied in fire, man.
Yeah, full
That's
fire.
a characteristic right there, because I got a precept. This is the book of Revelation 4, and I'm going to start at verses 5, and it says, out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High. And before the throne there was a sea of glass, like it's a crystal, and in the midst of the throne, and around about the throne were 4 beasts full of eyes round and behind. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast was like a cow, and the third beast had the face of a man, and the 4th beast was like a flying eagle. Those are the same spirits that we're reading about here. Alright? That's how you connect the dots on that. And it says, and the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about them, and they were full of eyes within. Okay? And they rest nor day nor night, saying, holy, 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 Lord Yahweh Almighty, which was, is, and is to come, man. So when you go into the concept and you look at the fire unfolding itself, man, this is what it's describing. It's a chariot, man. All right?
God. And it says, their wings were joined one to another. They turn not when they whip, meaning they don't have to do this and make a right turn.
Right, because
they can instantly go in any direction.
Right, and Esau got whipped of that. Even he said it. He said that these things, they defy gravity. Like a third dimensional vehicle is a car with a steering wheel. You turn, you got to make a left, you got to go that way. These, they got one they call on the pill, on the tic-tac.
Tic-tac,
yeah. Motherfucker was rolling in the air, man.
Right.
And
not losing any speed.
Nah.
You know?
Nah. Now, Esau got shit that's quick. But hey, a commercial airliner can't just go ahead and make a turn like that, man. No,
right.
You go.
It don't work, man.
You go nose dive.
Right. And a lot of these chariots, they move so fast to the point where if a human body was inside of them, it would just explode because the way it maneuvers.
Yeah,
right.
Because
G-force.
What do you call it?
G-force.
G-force, yeah. Because for one thing, flesh and blood bodies can't inherit those vehicles.
Right.
Those are different amount of, that's fourth dimensional being in technology.
Yeah.
That's why the chariots are able to move the way that they move. Because they're in a fourth dimension sense. I always go once again into the concept of Ultra Instinct Goku. He was basically, he didn't have no form, man. He was
always moving.
Always moving, man. Because he was able to see the future by being in the fourth dimension and come back and sift in and out. It was cold-blooded, man. Yeah. That's basically what the chariots are. And that's how we're going to be with those bodies. We're basically going to be ultra instinct, man.
Yeah, that's why Apostle Paul said this corruptible must inherit incorruptible. You can't be in this body now and be in a fucking chariot. You'll fucking die, bro.
Your ass will get fucking why you think when Elijah, when he was called up, he dematerialized, man? It appeared that his body went up, but hey, when he went up there, this dematerialized and he had a new body, man.
Right, yeah.
The body's in the heavens. Because when you die and you go to the spirit world, you got a body up there for you that's able to withstand the elements of the heavens, man.
Right. That's what the scripture says, they were translated.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they were destroyed, their bodies moved, turned into something different.
Yeah.
You know, to a different a version of it that will sustain in the heavens. You know?
Yep.
That's right. And it says they went every one straight forward. So they instant like any direction. Just go. And it says as for the likeness of their faces, they four had the face of a man.
Right, so they all had faces of men, but it's going.
They were men,
yeah. They were men. So there you go. Now it gets a little bit tricky here.
Yeah.
It says, and the face of a lion. Now that could be talking about the countenance, because Israelites, and especially Gad, they're talking about having the faces of lions when they're angry. It could just be talking about their countenance, okay, in comparison.
Right.
On the right side, and they had, it said, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side, and they four also had the face of an eagle. But it could just be wearing some tight dope ass helmets. I mean, you never know.
Right.
But you know, it's a spirit. But at the end of the day, it says from the beginning, it looked like men.
Right.
Okay. It says, thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. Two wings of every one were joined one to another, and two covered their bodies. Describing, okay, ships, craft.
Right.
Best they can.
Right, because I mean, one thing when you go into what you think about when you think of wings.
Flying.
Flying.
You know, go up in the air.
These chariots are basically, they're astral projecting, man. These don't run off fuel. These run off straight, pure kinetic energy, man, from the Most High. That's how cold the technology is. I remember, like, brother had a testimony. He said that he seen when he was younger. He said it had to be probably as tall as that building up there. He said he could just hear a hum, like, you know what I'm saying? Silent. Versus a commercial airliner flying over your house, that'll shake your whole goddamn house, man.
Yeah.
Like people up north, they complain all the time because the flight routes are directly over people's homes.
Right.
You know?
And when it says two wings joined to another, you think of a wing, you think of one separate arm or leg, but if it's connected, it all becomes a circle, all the way around when you think about it.
That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, because like, you know, like this, and you got other, like, yeah, it makes sense because even when Esau drew the depiction, it had the wings up like this, and it had two at the bottom, and it looks like a saucer.
God, yep.
Yep.
So he's describing his density. I mean, you gotta think about it, man. They ain't never seen no shit like this.
But that's a cold description. I mean, it's so cold-blooded because he wrote it in code, but it was straightforward to him because he was like, okay, well, he knew what he saw.
Right.
But modern day, it's like, damn, what is it talking about? But he described it so cold-blooded. He's literally talking about a ship.
Right.
Yep. For UFOs, and these things come in different shapes and sizes too. You know.
Yeah. And
you
then
notice it's kind of like a parade. You know, like in Coming to America, King Joffrey, he come in, he got like a procession. He got roseberries and shit around. But if you notice those four angels, they're encompassing another chariot, man. That fire holding itself with the amber in the middle. So this was like basically like a showing, man. You know, like when the king shows up, he has people in front of him, he has people behind him.
But like when we ushering in YAHAWASHI now, so when the chariots come back, that shit gonna make Independence Day look like garbage, man.
Right.
You know, cause like, hey, when y'all brothers, when I was in Chicago last year, y'all brothers was here, and the chariots put on a display, man. Y'all remember when y'all was at the campgrounds?
Right.
And if y'all paid attention, I want to say like in the northwest sky, it was one big chariot right there just letting everything go. It's like that main chariot.
it was sitting on top of him, and all the other ones was I know
It could have been Michael, man.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
You got generals, you got an order in there too, man.
And they was in perfect order, man. That's crazy, bro. They wasn't ranking ranks and all that. They was right in order.
It was in order.
Yeah.
It looked like they was in by twos.
Yeah,
that was about 15-20 minute show, bro.
Oh yeah.
Cause I'm the one I'm trying to call them, and cause I'm thinking I'm the one calling me because we got it going live. Y'all seeing the same damn thing. I'm like, oh
bro.
shit.
You
know,
Spirit, man. And it was going the direction of you brothers in Chicago where we saw it on the campground, but when y'all brothers saw it, the chariots was coming our direction.
Yep. So it was kind of like a portal.
It
because
was.
You know, Chicago is east of Missouri, but Missouri is west of Chicago, man.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
and that's probably at least about 300 miles in between.
5.
Yeah, so all the people want to say that's fucking Starlink. That's not true.
Nah, hell nah.
Because we saw chariots pull up into the portal, and they came on your side seconds later.
My God.
They didn't see him yet. We was like, yo, they coming again. And then he confirmed it. Yo, they coming again. It's the Lord, man.
And we all witnessed that, brothers.
Lord did that.
Lord.
800 miles away. How many miles? 600?
5.
600. From that distance, you would have
Right.
seen it.
Starlink don't cover all that shit, man.
And a matter of fact, I checked with man. Starlink, when you go on the website, they got schedules when they do all that, man.
Right.
Wasn't no goddamn Starlink, man.
Yeah, where that shit at now?
And that's how you know it was spirit, because you saw in Chicago, fucking helicopters came out. Because I remember I was watching this video with a couple of people I know out there. It was a couple of old people I grew up with, my mother's friend, daughter and shit. And she like, what the fuck is that? Why the helicopter so low and shit? And I'm like, because you fucking dummy, the chariots are out there. You know?
Yep.
Esau know.
That's right.
That was a high holy day too, man.
Yep.
Yep, it was. It says, thus with their faces and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and two covered their bodies. And they went every one straight forward. Whither the spirit was to go, they went.
Right. It says, where the spirit was to go, they went, because these vehicles, basically, man, like, it's like, all right, y'all ever seen, how can I say it, man? Like, that the Power Ranger movie that came out a couple years ago, basically, when they got those suits, it was within them. They was able to harness the power through the suit. So, same thing with the angels, man. They don't even have to man the vehicle if they don't want to, because it's of the power, man.
Right.
It's just like the angel could become the damn ship, man.
Yeah, kind of.
You know?
And if you notice, that's the spirit you said, the Power Rangers, if you notice, their helmets represent the different particular creatures they have.
Yep.
One look kind of like a pterodactyl, one look kind of like
Tyrannosaurus,
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Triceratops, yep.
That's what I was saying. That could be the spirit, and what they were talking about, the different animal faces. They could be wearing some dope ass helmets.
And you know, it's so weird because all those animals that they harness, it represent their spirit. They was in, like the Tyrannosaurus, like the red one, he had that more fierce, that
T-Rex,
leader type.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So when it say that, man, that don't mean there ain't no fucking steering wheels in the chariots, man.
Yeah.
It's run off your spirit and your mind, what direction you want to go, that's where it's gonna go, man.
Now you can pilot them if you want to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to get up there, but shit, man.
That's
I'm
low
chilling.
level.
I'm
Slow
chilling.
level.
Hey, look, you get in your chair, bro, you put your legs back and you kick it.
Right.
You all got autopilot cars that can drive itself.
Right.
Yeah.
So what make you think the chariots ain't gonna be able to do it?
Right. And Esau fantasizes about it because when you watch sci-fi movies, that's exactly what he has, man. He has autopilot navigation, man. He'll just put in coordinates. I want to go there, and the ship will just fucking take off, man. And boom, you're there.
And the first concept of that was cruise control on a vehicle, man.
Yeah.
They got what they call cruise control.
Right.
Go by itself, it can stay at a certain speed.
Yeah.
That's right. And it says, whither the Spirit was to go, they went. And they turned not when they went. Again, they just at an instant, on a dime, man. It says, as for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning of coals of fire. I mean, they got that glow, that saying glow, that aura. And it says, like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures.
The appearance of lamps, man. You see that in the night sky when you see a chariot, man. It don't shine like no regular star, man.
It's different colors.
See what I'm saying?
He's getting very descriptive because he says
Yes.
that it went up and down. So it means that super glow was like highlighting his body up and down.
Right. Yeah,
If
like
you can visualize it, man.
Yeah, God, like at nighttime, you look up, you see the cherries, it'll be red, green, blue, orange, sometimes red and orange. I've seen a red one up there. I'm like, oh shit. No.
Yep. So this light is not only illuminating from their bodies, but it's describing it. It's flashing up and down their bodies.
Yeah.
It says it went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright. Out of the fire went forth lightning. It goes to show these lightning storms. Hey, them be the chariots, man, the angels. It says, and they showed you that in that movie War of the Worlds too. That's how they got into the vehicles in the ground.
Right.
The lightning strikes.
Yeah.
And it says, and the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. I mean, they fast, man. Quick. You blink.
Transmission.
Move quicker than you can blink, man. And it says, now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and the work was like unto the color of beryl. It's that green glowing color. And they four had one likeness, and their appearance of their work was as it were a wheel and a middle of the wheel. Now if you look at this picture here, you got an outside wheel and an inside wheel. A wheel within the middle of a wheel. It's a sausage.
Wheel that go to the top of the wheel, and this is the wheel within the wheel.
Right. And sometimes they have like strobe lights that'll go all the way around here. It's gonna get into it.
And it says, when they went upon their four sides, and turned not when they went. Again, any direction at any split second or moment. It says, as for their rings, these are also rings, man.
Rings, right. The rings, go ahead. It's going to break it down.
It says, as for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful. And their rings were full of eyes round about them four.
The eyes is those lights that go around the windows. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all saw some of the old videos, like they had one in Tokyo, where they were just sitting over the building, and you see the eyes, the wheel just going around, just sitting there. That's some creepy, ominous shit, man, because that ain't from this world. Like, you see a chariot close up, it can bug you out, man.
Can't explain.
Because it's strange. You get just like, what the hell?
Yeah. And this is why the truth is so profitable, man, because nobody has a solid explanation of these things flying in the sky, man. Before you had the truth, you was thinking there's aliens out there. You know, because I always believed in UFOs, but I didn't have a full understanding, man. When you hear the breakdown on these scriptures, you know for sure that's what it's talking about, man.
And hey, Esau was even classifying the shit now. Esau was even bringing it out like,
What other book describes chariots that long ago in that much detail, man?
Not the Quran, not the Book of the Dead, not the Haggadah, none of that shit, man.
And they look exactly what we're seeing today, man. The concept of a flying saucer is exactly what Ezekiel is describing it, man. A wheel within a wheel, the whirlwind, spinning around with lights on it, you know?
And if it wasn't that, why is it putting up in art, man?
Right.
If you look up, if you Google search UFOs and art, you're gonna see paintings from the 1700s with them things in there.
Right. Well, shit, man. Hey, St. Elmo's fire, man.
Yep.
That was that light. Basically, man, you know, we broke it down. That was that light. It was basically a light to him by day. Cloud by night. And a light by night and cloud by day. That's how Columbus was able to navigate to the side of the world. St. Elmo's, because he followed the chariot, man. That was the Lord guiding him over here to fulfill prophecy.
Right.
That's cold-blooded, man. And he saw it because he went into it.
Yep.
Go ahead, bro. You got a
just a quick one, man. This is
want some water, bro?
yeah, I'll take one. This is Amos. Let me find it. Amos 3 verse 7. Surely the Lord YAHAWASHI will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets, man. So why has anybody ever been able to come up with an accurate breakdown for the chariots, man? Outside of the truth, because it don't exist.
Right.
The secrets exist with the servants, the prophets, man. We got the true understanding of the things that's freaking you people out that's flying in the sky, man.
That's right.
Yeah, tiny green men ain't it, man.
Yeah, it's not it.
I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Esau on top making fun of Martians. Hey, Martians, alright. Hey, Esau, you gonna keep making sense of it? Alright. Hey, you know what the angels look like. You mean to tell me out of all the technology this devil got, you mean to tell me he didn't get a close-up of him? You know,
Right. You got Esau
Infrared,
also coming out with these breakdowns saying that they're lizard men, they're snake men, and that they're demons. That's another breakdown. They're reptilians. Man, fuck all that. That's bullshit, man.
That's right.
yeah, he know what they look like, man. He know they look like the men out here on the highways and the byways, but he'll never declassify that.
Right.
He ain't gonna bring that out.
Yeah, he'll never say they look like brothers in there. There's only been a couple videos that's circulating through the internet that actually tell you. He came out and said he saw black men walking in and out of the chariots, man.
Right.
Going in and out. So they look like men, as we just read in the scriptures. Straight black and white in the scriptures, it says they were in the appearance of what? A man. Twice.
And it says, like Barnes Brash, too, man. I mean, they had melanin, man.
Melanin,
Right.
dark skin color, yeah.
And, hey, it's a movie. I mean, it's a book called, I think it's called The Encounters, man. This Israelite lady, she broke it down. In The Encounters, she was like, look, she had this vision, or in a vision, she said it looked like these people from Western attire. She said they come out of the most harshest places, out of the ghettos. They were dressed in Western attire, and they were taken up into these ships, waiting on somebody. And she was like, the people that was driving the ship, she described them as being black and Hispanic men with big beards and afros and braids.
I gotta find that video.
Yup, it's in The Encounters, man. Yup, it's a book, yup. And she broke it down. She said these people that drive the ships look like black and Hispanic men. So they got big beards, afros, and braids, man. And who looks like that? That's Jake, man.
Esau knows this is why he comes out with all this bullshit. All this shit to try to. What he really wants to do is he wants to try to fight the Most High. So if he can get the masses to hear these things and that they're creatures and they're out to kill them, which they are, they're out to kill the masses. But if he can get the masses to fight him, then he thinks he has a chance.
Right.
So he does all this conditional programming in these movies to get people to be that terrified of these things as if they're creatures. So those are the angels, man. They're coming to fuck you up if you ain't right.
That's right.
If you're a hero.
Well, you people should be afraid of the angels, man. Like your brother said, they come to destroy shit.
Yep. They not subject to emotion like we are at all.
Sure, in a zombie way, man. Stories about abductions and shit. It only be Esau get abducted, man.
Right.
Esau get abducted and get beat up by the angels and shit. Talking about they doing dado pros. Man, the angels ain't up there playing with your booty hole, nigga. They up there putting hands on your ass.
Right.
Inside, and they find a damn cracker with his head split open on the side of the goddamn interstate, man.
Right.
You devils go to the world, you devils get attacked by demons, and you get abducted, animals eat your ass up. When have you heard Jake getting ate by a wild fucking alligator, man?
Right.
Young Jake, shit don't fuck with Jake like that, man.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
Right. Oh, y'all see that video I sent to the chat? Esau was getting chased in his house by a big ass black dude.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
sprinting. Sprinting, went right through the door, right in time.
On his ass.
On his ass. The dude was booking him. He was just a blur going in the camera, going in the house. Then you see the bitch running behind him. She going running in. Here come a little dog right behind. They all three of them running from this big ass fucking black bear. In one of them rich ass neighborhoods. This wasn't in the woods. This was in a residential neighborhood. A big ass black bear chased this Edomite couple into their house.
Right.
We had to get into some ties.
Right, man. Call the
Lord
Lord
ain't playing, man.
Playing with Esau, bro.
And that's what you get, man, because y'all destroy these bears, these habitats. Y'all hunt them for no goddamn reason, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey man, this is the book of Job 5, and I'm gonna start at verses 22. It says, "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, but neither should thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth." Hey, Esau's afraid of the beasts of the earth. We're not, man. I mean, right now you ain't want to take a chance with a bear, because you know you in your sin. The Most High fuck your ass up. But overall, man, Jake don't be have to worry about shit like that, because these animals have a connection to us, man.
And what proves that, just to back you up, was that event that happened last year with the brothers in that, I believe it was damn, what's the country that's over there in Europe? The death camps at Holland. The brothers in GMS Holland, they went to the zoo over there, and you had a silverback gorilla that bowed down to the brothers when they was in there. They caught it on camera. That's what's right there. Very nice.
Yeah. So all the Esau can cook.
And it says, "But thou shalt walk on thee with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee."
It's gonna be good, man. Beasts of the field, the angels too. When we surrounded, like Bro said, Kansas City is a hotspot for is actually the number one in the West for UFO sightings. So we're gonna have angels surround us those men and be protected. To read on a little bit further, in Ezekiel it says, verse 19, it says, "And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up." So you're seeing these wheels in the sky flying around. And it says, "Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was the spirit to go. And the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels." So they're controlling them with their minds, their spirit, any direction at any given time. Okay? It says, "And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal, stretched forth over the heads above." So all types of glowing crystals, colors, man.
Right.
Okay, these are clearly quote-unquote UFOs. Okay? And it says, "And under the firmament were their wings straight, one toward the other. Everyone had two, which covered on the side. Everyone had two. They're ordered 2 by 2. Okay? Which covered on that side their bodies." And there you go, man. And that's pretty much, that can be all that. That's, when you read all of Ezekiel, man, it goes into even more descriptive, more the color of amber, all these colors of stones, brightness. Hey, Ezekiel saw it all, man, in that vision.
Revelation 1, just while we on the spirit of the chariots, YAHAWASHI, the Savior of Israel, who has the likeness of a Negro man, of what you people say, he's about to return in one of these vehicles, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're not unidentified to us. But you see, as we mentioned earlier, the scriptures call them clouds, man. But Revelation, it describes the return of YAHAWASHI, man.
That's right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1. Verse 1, it says, "Revelation of YAHAWASHI and Mashiach,